Yo guys, I'm going to look at Baku next and give you an updated setup since the 1.06 patch. And this setup hasn't really changed that much, but I have focused on tyre temperatures to improve tyre wear and help getting traction down, so my transmission setup's pretty different from my original setup. But starting with the Aero, I have increased the front wing by 1 click up to 8. I've also lowered the rear wing to just 13 as well. This will give it a little bit more front focus on our downforce setup. And then, as I said, I've adjusted the transmission setup quite a lot from our original setup. I've gone just 68 on the on-throttle diff, which is actually 20% lower than our original setup, which was at 88. Much like Monaco, I found that since the new patch, my setup was extremely oversteery coming out of corners and traction was quite hard to find, so lowering the on-throttle diff helps a lot with that, especially out of the slower point and squirt corners of the first and second sector. And then I've lowered the off-throttle diff down to 50%. This will help reduce a little bit of understeer, which has been brought in from the new patch. And then for the suspension geometry and the suspension, not too much has changed because the car's balance felt pretty good. So I've left the front camber at -2.6, rear camber -1.7, front toe 0.07 and rear toe at 0.2. And then for the suspension and anti-roll bar, again untouched completely, 8 and 3 on the suspension and 7 and 2 on the anti-roll bars. But I have changed the ride height and I've actually gone higher on the front than at the rear for the first time in F122. I've increased the front ride height to 5 and left the rear at 4. This will help with stability over some of those bigger curbs, especially through the middle sector and the castle section where you'll be kind of jumping all over curbs. For the brake pressure, 100%, brake bias 50%, and then for the tyre pressures, I've honed them in a little bit, but we haven't had to reduce them too much. I've gone 24.3 on both fronts, and I've gone 21.8 on my right rear tyre and 22.0 on my left rear tyre. I tinkered with the tyre pressures a lot and individually, just to make sure that every tyre was wearing at a very similar rate. And surprisingly around here, you didn't have to lower your tyre pressures too much to actually just keep the temperatures within the working window. But if you are working your tyres harder than I was, then you can lower everything all around by 1 click further. But let me know how you find this setup in the comments below and hit that like button if you found this video useful. As always, subscribe to our channel if you want more F122 content, and I'll see you next time out.